Hello Gemini, and welcome to your February reading. As always, you can use this for your sun sign, your rising, and your moon. For those of you that are brand new, I like to start every month with channeled information. Then we'll look at the month at a glance, as well as health, wealth, love, and destiny. Your channeled information comes to me when I'm shuffling the deck, selecting the deck, shuffling it, and sort of thinking about your sign. And for you, I got the channeled information that says reform. It's a really weird word to come through, but what it means for me as I'm looking at it is subtle changes, whereas sort of like reconfigure, redo, renovate, anything like that would mean sort of like starting over. Reform is to take small things and shift them, and this is a theme that I'm seeing throughout all the signs this month. So for a lot of you, this could be, something as simple as plans for vacation, plans for college, plans for saving. You need to sort of look at everything and make sure that what you thought made sense about 6 months ago perhaps still makes sense now, and change it where it needs to be changed. And it will be up to you, your finances, and your situation to decide on the degree to which you want to change things, but I'm actually getting intuitively that it's a small bit, just a little bit that you're going to need to change things so that you're basically on track again. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at all of the cards for this month and see what additional information comes through. I've got a volunteer there for the center. This is uncanny. I use a lot of different decks, and for each sign, so far, the Two of Wands has come in the center for the first three signs of the zodiac here. It's been the same one, so it's interesting. We'll keep seeing as I read for the rest of the signs if that's a consistent message, but there's a lot of planning and forecasting going on in February. You would normally associate this with January, maybe December, but it's happening now. All right, so good news for your sign is that it's upright. When I was reading for other signs, it was reversed. So Two of Wands upright is quite good. It's basically showing you, much like the Three of Wands, that you're on the right path. That's why I was getting that the reform that you needed to make, the changes that you needed to make were pretty minor. And this is showing me maybe even just 1 to 2 months of a delay for you. So for some of you that might have been thinking of moving or leaving a job or starting something new, this is saying fine, but not just yet. I do get a sense of wanting to either be free of shackles, or so like some of you may be moving from like a permanent employment to more freelance, or maybe you're deciding to not own a house but to rent for a while. The Fool on top of that is saying that flexibility seems to be something that you're interested in. So if it feels good and your resources allow for it, I'm not seeing a lot of negative right now. In fact, as we pull the camera back down here, there's not really that many Pentacles cards except the Eight of Pentacles, which is still a pretty good card. It's reversed for me, so that's showing me, and I believe this was almost identical to Aries in that position, but it might have been somewhere else. This is a really good time for you to think about going back to something. Back to school, back to college, back to work, back to maybe just, studying something on your own. It doesn't have to be as part of an institution, but returning to something, enriching your mind. It's about thought acquisition, but the reversal on this, the way I'm interpreting it this time, is that it's a return to. So think about something that you might have put on the shelf way too many times, and finally you're going to commit now and make it happen. Some of you may have started this already. The fact that it's in the recent past is showing me that, you may have thought about it but not taken action on it. If that's the case, now is the time. As we're looking in your deep past, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse, showing me that 2016, not 2017, but last year, could have been a little bit tricky for some of you with emotional ups and downs. So maybe some relationship tension, maybe just a little bit of feeling like you're not belonging with a certain friend group or at work. And what I'm seeing now is finally you're getting a little bit more strength, a little bit more confidence and courage. And not only that, some of you may have thrown your energy instead of into relationships, into your mind, into your work, into your house. And now you're capable of doing more and taking more on. So it's a growth in confidence. And for those of you that didn't do that for some reason, there's still the capacity to do it now. Now, as we look mid-month, I actually see relationship opportunities coming through for you. So what was the past is not necessarily going to be the future. It's better. For some of you, this could be a nice water sign coming in, so like a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces. It's showing up as female, but it can also be, whenever I get this card, it can also mean like a very sensitive or like paternal type male figure in your life as well. So positive influence, if you feel that person coming in your life and you'd like to strengthen or start a relationship with them. I'm not getting any negative connotations with that. I would say go for it. And that's really happening around the middle of the month. I'm getting 12, so around the the 12th of the month. Open yourself up to opportunities. The other thing with this card is it can be an aspect of your personality. Queen of Cups is all about artistic expression. And so it's a really good time to put your thoughts down in words or use other mediums like photography or painting or dance, whatever is your way of expressing. This is a great time to do that. So either you put energy into a friendship, a new love, or into some sort of creative endeavor. Middle of the month looking really good for that. For those of you that are in relationships, maybe a long-term relationship, this card comes through when it's time to mix things up a little bit. What can happen if you pay attention to this is you can have fun. It could be a romantic getaway, a weekend with your loved one, or just staying home, ordering in food, watching a movie, and snuggling up and having fun. The Three of Cups is just about togetherness, for frivolous, sort of like going out. When you don't pay attention to someone and this card comes up, though, it can sometimes mean that they're not satisfied and want to look for other places to sort of like find companionship. So for those of you in a relationship, this card says, spend time, have fun, connect, remind each other why you love each other. If you have a partner that is feeling like they're straying or not being with you, this card says, well, the answer to this is to, first of all, have an honest conversation if that's going on. But if it isn't, this is an avoidable situation. It means have fun, relax. Now, for those of you that are single, this card is quite positive. It means it's a great time to just meet new people. If you've been invited to a wedding, some sort of work engagement, or just something social that's going on down the street and you want to join in, maybe a friend or neighbor's house, they're having a party and you just want to say hello, this is a great time to just have those sort of impromptu meetings, okay? So for those of you that are single, not looking for relationships, not worried about relationships, this is a card that says travel, have fun, do something that you enjoy. There does not have to be any sort of tangible outcome. It's just relax, okay? So no matter where you're at in relationship status, whether you're in a successful relationship or a not so successful relationship, whether you're single or single and not looking, this is just saying have some fun with people around you, friends, or have fun doing something you love. The thing here is play is a part of productivity. And a lot of times we forget. We think, oh, I just have to have this, and this to do, and I'm guilty of that, just as many of you are probably. But when you take time to just sort of, go to the park and maybe just have lunch for, have your lunch break outside and relax and look at the birds and disconnect, all of a sudden you're like, okay, I can totally deal with all of the meetings, the pressure, and the crazy stuff that's happening this afternoon because I had like 30 minutes of sanity. So whatever it is, it can be that little, or it can be something like going to an amusement park or spending time with your children and just playing, or your dog. There's so many ways to have fun. I really want to stress that because that card is in your ego position, which means that if you have fun, you have success, you are going to pull more positive situations, and you can avert some of the not so favorable things that we were talking about a minute ago. All right, let's pull the camera down again and look at the other things that are coming through. Some of you may meet a very strong Leo. This is someone whom you can lean on, it looks like. Someone that can support you. And usually the strength card is it has a feminine or a maternal energy to it. So this could be a mother, aunt, or a sister, big sister sort of type, where you go to this person and they're there, they take care of you a little bit. I feel like it's a positive influence in your life, so don't worry. It also gives me a little information on your health. Looks pretty good overall. Keep taking care of yourself. If you do that, you can handle almost anything that comes your way. I actually think your physical health is directly related to your emotional ups and downs. And for you, around the 9th or 10th of the month is when you're going to want to watch some of the, I guess, if you're feeling a little bit out of sorts, shift that into exercise instead of sort of going inward and thinking, oh my gosh, this is bad, what's going on? Instead, if you do some exercise and channel that into physical activity, it's going to be really positive. Towards the end of the month, around the third or fourth week, we have the Page of Cups in reverse. Pages are usually a delivery. Knights can be as well, but this is a message. So there could be a little bit of news that comes through that shakes you up a little, whether it's someone in your life that has either gone through something difficult or there's a passing or something like that. Whatever it is, I feel like you're going to be able to handle this with the help of your friends and your family. So this isn't a month to sort of separate yourself. You want to stay connected. That's why I was sort of putting so much energy into talking about having fun, because in doing so, you'll make new connections, or you could strengthen existing bonds with friends and family, and they're going to be there when you need it the most. So overall, it's a very good card at the end of the month. This means that, and also is your outcome card, this means that you'll be very successful in garnering support for projects, for actually almost anything that you're looking for. Sometimes it's just about, hey, I want to do this, and do you want to join in? You're going to be able to easily sell your ideas to people, to get support for things, and it should be smooth sailing when it comes to like work relationships this month. Dating, still some ups and downs because I've got that Page of Cups in reverse. I think that has more to do though with a friend or family member in need. And so if they are in need, be there for them and also reach out to the extended family. That's why we see the Ten of Cups. Let's go ahead and expand this forecast, and we'll get a lot more information that will help us as we interpret it. So one thing that I forgot to look at for you was the Catalyst card. And the Catalyst card is very important, as you know. This really helps tie things together. This is the card that kind of like if we're talking about science, it's the one that creates reactions or can sometimes mute reactions. And so for this, I want you to be very, very careful about who you talk to and who you listen to. This card is, for me, always indicates sometimes when you think you have a secret or a confidence with someone and they spread or they talk to other people. The other thing here is it usually comes from someone that has the guise of love and caring about you, but this is where I want you to trust your intuition. If there's some sort of internal gauge where you think, I don't want to talk to this person, then don't. Or if you don't want to share something with them, be very careful about what you talk about. We'll leave it at that. Let's take a look at health, wealth, love, and destiny, and we'll see how that all rolls down. So with your health card, this includes mind, body, and spirit. Your health card this month is, I was mentioning about artistic expression. What I want to say with this, with artistic expression, it can be about, we're looking at physical activity, dance, music, speaking, singing, something where you're actually not just sort of tangibly creating something, but moving your body, moving your voice, moving your spirit. This is going to help you a lot. So and that's also why we're getting a lot of having fun or expressing yourself. It's not a month to stay bottled up. Doing so is only going to possibly cause your stress to maybe manifest as sickness or sadness, and we don't want either of those things. When we look at wealth or career opportunities, it says power of attraction, and it's reversed. And so what I'm looking at with this for wealth is you have to believe that you're capable of pulling in what you want. This is a similar message for some of the other signs as well this month. So what does this mean, power of attraction? Well, the more you work on yourself and the higher your frequency is, the higher the frequency of the people and the situations around you. So that's why it's a good month for learning, for expanding, for fixing, for kind of working on your confidence. It's a great month to finish up anything that you needed to do so that you can get to the next step. The more successful you are and the more successful you feel, the more success you bring in. The more you sort of think, oh my God, it's not happening, or this isn't, I'm not worth this, or I'm not going to be able to pull in the love of my life. Well, then it's a repellent force for things in your life as well, and you don't want that. Try to think on the positive, and when you're feeling negative or feeling a little bit pushed back, then focus on what you can do for self-improvement, which will then boost your own spirits. Let's take a look now at wealth. which includes not just money, but career opportunities and growth opportunities in your life. So your wealth card is adversity. Not being afraid of challenge, not being afraid of somebody coming at you from a different point of view and maybe engaging in a playful sort of, I guess I don't like to use the word devil's advocate, but I would say looking at something from a different point of view and you not being afraid of going after that or accepting the feedback and thinking, I'll think about it. So you're going to need to face adversity, and if you don't do so in a way that's very abrasive, then you actually could end up making a friend or having that person understand, you know what, I think I could give your idea a try as well, but you're going to have to welcome the adversity and try to work with someone who you would normally see as an enemy. See them instead as someone who's trying to make your ideas stronger. And you're either going to have to pass that test or you're going to come up with a better idea. When I look at your destiny card, kind of what I was just saying, it's practice. The reversal on this one is saying that if you're not where you want to be, keep working on it. Keep going, and there's nothing you should be sad about if you've put something down, whether it was a project or a course of education or maybe some sort of internal self-improvement. You decided to change something about yourself, but you just lacked the momentum before. Pick it up. Finishing is what's important, not when you finish or how you finish. It's just the fact that you did it for yourself. Does that make sense? Okay, let's review everything. Overall, pretty good month for you. Minor changes that you need to make in your life, but overall a lot of support, which is what I love. Your channeled information was reform, which is about small changes for betterment of yourself, of your life. The catalyst card was to be careful about who you talk to and be careful about who they talk to. So this is a month to listen more than you speak and to, I would say, respect the boundaries and the limits of some of the promises or the confidences that you've been asked to keep as well. So in other words, be careful. Nothing to freak out about. Just think twice before talking too much about things that either you shouldn't or you might regret later if you heard that someone else was saying it. So basically, you should only say things you want others to hear. That's, if I had to summarize it, it's something we all need to hear sometimes, and it's easier said than done, but that's the message for you. Overall, a month of planning. Eventually, for some of you, this is going to be a time when you break free and try something that's got a little less stability. Overall, I think you have the finances to do that if you'd like. I see a period of getting more comfortable with yourself. The emotions are going to be much stronger and easier to manage around the middle of the month, a little bit more challenging around weeks 3 and 4. Having fun is key. I talked a lot about that. I'm not going to spend too much time here. Your physical health seems pretty strong this month. Also, I see a strong Leo, possibly a strong Leo woman coming in. There's a lot of water energy as well. The one that comes through around the beginning of the month, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, very beneficial. The one towards the end of the month, I would say be careful of. That could be that caution card that we were talking about earlier. This one where they may not be entirely on your side. Overall, great month for alliances. Friendships, lovers, and business alliances are going to grow this month. So put your energy into that. It's going to suit you very nicely. As we expand your forecasts again, looking at health, well, the more you can have fun and express yourself, the easier you're going to be at staying healthy and happy. So dance, music, singing, public speaking, anything where you're getting up and moving things through your body. For wealth, believing that you're capable of bringing in powerful things, working on yourself so that when that happens, you're ready for it. Not looking at adversity as a bad thing, looking at it as a way to strengthen yourself, and not running and not demonizing the challenger in your life. Seeing them instead as a divine teacher that's going to basically make you feel confident that you're ready to go. And if you did reach some sort of a dead end or a false start, keep going. The practice card says that it's that practicing that's going to ultimately make you a master at whatever you're doing, and that's ultimately what this is all about. So overall, really good reading for you. And I love that your outcome card is this. So your high point this month is relationships. Your dream this month is to be more free. And your advice is to plan before you make any brash decisions. So really think through everything. Eventually you'll be able to have that flexibility that you're seeking for. In the meantime, just really focus on enriching your mind and doing something that you love. For those of you that would like more information about your life or need more advice on things that are going on, I do have one-on-one sessions, and you can click the link in the corner or the embedded link if you're on a mobile device to find out more about my availability. If you'd like to join me on social media, I have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter presence as well, and occasionally I do live videos. I'm doing more and more of that this year, so keep an eye out. A great way to know when that's happening is to sign up for my email newsletter, which I'm really thoughtful about not over-emailing you guys. Usually it's once a month. I think on rare occasions I'll send a couple. So if you'd like to have periodic updates, that's a really good way to know when something new or newsworthy is happening. And subscribing to this channel, of course, is the other way to do that. Otherwise, I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate all of the likes, the subscribes, and all the support that I get on this channel from month to month. You guys make it worthwhile. So please keep that up. Take care of yourselves. Satnam, and have a fantastic month. I'll see you again in March. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.